Good morning, Paul CHEK here. Just wanted to say hello and wishing you a great day. And I thought I'd share a little t-shirt my wife bought me this weekend. It says, "I love dirt." And I do love dirt. And so that's probably why she was excited to give it to me. Aside from the fact that it's all natural fiber, combination of cotton and hemp, which I love because I don't like my energy field to feel strangled by synthetic materials. We'll talk about that another day. The key point here is it's important to understand what dirt is, and when you do understand what dirt is, it's easy to love dirt. In dirt, in properly managed dirt or dirt that hasn't been tainted by chemicals and industrial activities and things like that, there's just a tremendous amount of life and many, many things that need to happen in order for us to survive and the planet to survive. For those of you that are interested in more of the issues on dirt, I have a program called Nutrition the Dirt Facts, which you can order through the CHEK Institute, and there might be some clips on YouTube as well. But if you consider the fact that in as little as a teaspoon of dirt, there's billions of microorganisms. And these microorganisms have many very, very important functions, aside from the fact that they're just little living organisms themselves. They work together in what Elaine Ingham calls the soil food web. And not only do they support each other, but they eat each other too. And when they eat each other, they release proteins and nitrogens into the soil that nourishes the soil and the plants. 85% of all plants on the planet are what are called mycorrhizoformers, which means they have a functional relationship with the fungi in the soil. And the funguses use very powerful acids and secretions to break rocks down into liquid minerals, and they feed them to the plants by growing what are called hyphae up the roots. And in trade for feeding the plants the liquid minerals and other resources from the soil, such as the parasites that they kill, eat, and then give to the plants, yes, plants are carnivorous, just so you know, they get some sugar in return. So the funguses actually set up a web in the soil and even work to protect plants from parasites. They'll catch some parasites, eat them, feed them to the plants. They'll swap nutrients with each other. And in the root space of a plant, quite a famous soil scientist, Arden Anderson, who wrote the book Science and Agriculture, shows that pretty much every hormone in the human body is in what's called the rhizosphere or root space of a plant. And that by properly caring for plants and the soil, we can feed our bodies everything we need to grow effectively and be healthy, and we wouldn't need to spend all this money on drugs and unnecessary things that are ultimately symptoms of unhealthy soil. The other thing is that the microorganisms set the soil up just right to create what's called the crumb structure, which turns out to be perfect for catching starlight, moonlight, and solar cosmic rays to energize the soil. So if we walk on the soil and disturb it too much, we keep damaging the soil and it doesn't do its work effectively to capture the cosmic energies that stimulate growth and life in the soil. And another very, very important point about the microorganisms in the soil is they help regulate the temperature of the soil, and by building a crumb structure and creating what's called humus in the soil, and making it a functional network, they're able to regulate the flow of water in the soil. Where there's healthy microorganisms, the soil uses much, much less water. So for example, a farmer who's got a healthy microorganism population will use a lot less water than a commercial farmer, because the microorganisms regulate the temperature of the soil and the flow of water through the soil. And it's as though the soil is an intelligent living system. And of course, the soil meaning everything in it as one living whole. So really, dirt is not only an absolutely essential source of nutrients, plant life, energy cultivation. It helps keep greenery on the planet, to keep the planet from overheating. It provides the essential nutrient that makes food taste good or not. When you taste food, if you go get a really properly grown organic fruit or vegetable and taste it, there's a real richness to the taste that just isn't there from foods grown on commercially grown soils. And one of the main reasons that richness isn't there is often a lack of effective balancing of the minerals. The minerals are very important to the taste of food. The microorganism population and the plants themselves work to balance the soils and keep them healthy. And the type of weeds that grow in a soil indicate to a farmer or a gardener what type of imbalances are in the soil. So instead of killing weeds with Roundup and things like that, the great farmers of antiquity have always told us that the weeds and the parasites give the farmer or the gardener their report card. So what do? We get a lousy report card and we just kill the teacher. So know that the soil is designed to balance itself, and that if you're cultivating a garden or you're buying food that's been farmed, we want to buy food from places where people are working with nature and doing their very best not to use dangerous chemical additives and manipulate the soil in such a way that it throws the ecosystem out of balance like it has in many places of the world. If you go to a place like North Carolina where they have a lot of industrial hog farms, lots of research shows that all the feces and urine is penetrating the groundwater and poisoning the groundwater all through the state. And anywhere you get massive commercial farms, you get all this terribly huge amounts of toxic runoff. So in a nutshell, the soil is the very basis of our life. The word human comes from the word humus, which means organic matter in the soil. The word Adam means Adam as the biblical Adam, creature of the earth, of earthly slime. In Arabic, Adam means creature of red earth. Eve means life force. So when the Greeks made translations that are in the Bible now, it turns out that Adam means creature of the earth and Eve means life force. Well, what are you? If you're all earth with no life force, you're a statue. If you're all life force with no earth, you're a ghost or a spirit. Here's where the two meet. This is only as good as the dirt. Your food's only as good as the dirt. Therefore, your embodiment is only as good as the dirt. And if your spirit's trapped in a body that doesn't work, then your dance is limited by the dirt. So today my message is, let's love the dirt and support our local farmers, and know that no matter which president you vote in, they're going to keep putting chemicals on the ground because it's all about making money. It's not about your health, obviously. So we can vote by supporting the people that support us and support the planet. And there's nothing more powerful than your own wallet for voting. If you don't feed them, they can't grow. So let's feed the local small farmers that love and care for the dirt. And even if you have no interest in the dirt, all you got to do is buy the best food from the local farmers and you are loving the dirt. That's my love for you and the dirt. See you soon. I'm Paul CHEK.